A quick question too. I know you said you've invested in different deals. I'm sure you've invested in some that probably don't communicate as well as you try to. Can you maybe tell a little bit about that, like the difference it makes for you as an investor, how the communication goes?
Sure, sure. Well, I think the biggest thing that I've seen from some of the other projects that I've invested in is the fact that, because I mean, there's like 9 different operators in the passive deals that I'm in right now, and one of the things that I see is that they try to make things a little bit too impersonal. To give you an example, instead of just saying, when they're closing out an email, instead of saying, thanks, Dan, and the passiveinvesting.com team, or, so closing out with somebody else that they actually know writing the email, they'll close it out and they'll just say, the passiveinvesting.com investor relations team. And they're like, well, who is it? Who was I communicating with? Right.
Mhm.
And I've actually had email responses from people that are in some of these projects that they will respond to an email, and that's what it says. So you don't even know who you're actually communicating with. It just says you're communicating with the team, right?
Right.
And I know why they're doing that, because they might have multiple people that are responding to things and taking care of tasks and things like that. And when you don't have a very large team, it's a little bit easier to do it that way. And we don't have a very large team ourselves, but we have a dedicated person to investor relations. I actually have 2 of them, myself and then my assistant, Ann. And between the 2 of us, we're the ones that are communicating with our investors. And I want our investors to know who we are. I want them to have that relationship with us, because the more I can have a relationship with them, the more they're going to feel comfortable to invest with us. The moment you actually try to hide behind a label or a department or whatever, it starts to create a bit of uncomfortability with that investor, and they likely won't want to invest with you again because they feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because like you're saying, you're trying to build a relationship, and when there's no person there behind it, you can't really build a relationship with a company as much as a person. So yeah.
Correct.